Hello, and welcome to another attempt at a speed build. This one might go better than the last one. I feel a little less nervous about it, but it also might go worse, because I still don't know what I'm doing. So today, though, we're building a werewolf house. You may know if you watch my legacy challenge that my second generation is going to be a werewolf, and she only just aged up into a kid, but I have to create a story, right, that will make it make sense that she wants to be a werewolf. So what I have done is that I've made a werewolf family to put in the world, and then for some reason, I didn't have to do this. I decided to build a werewolf house for that werewolf family to live in. And so that's what I'm doing here, and I ended up going like real ham with it and having a lot of fun, and it also, you know, I got to do my second ever speed build with it, so that's fun. I'll tell you a little bit about my third generation, or second generation, I mean, while I'm doing the floor plan and stuff. So the way that every generation works, if you haven't watched the legacy at all, so the legacy, I call it the aspiration legacy challenge, and every generation is a different random aspiration. Every generation is a different random aspiration that I roll for, and the second generation rolled for werewolf. So her name is Adriana. I don't know that much about her yet. She only just aged up into a kid, but I thought the best way to get her to like want to become a werewolf when she grew up is to have a friend of a werewolf. A friend that's a werewolf from a werewolf family, and she falls in love with this family, and then she becomes inspired to be a werewolf. So that's the idea behind the whole thing. And I started out, if you watch a lot of my videos, my build videos, you know that I have a tendency of spending a lot of time on the inside of the build, and then by the time I get to the outside of the build, I'm bored and I don't feel like doing any landscaping or the outside at all. So with this build, I started with the outside, went super ham on it, and then by the time I was doing the last couple bedrooms, I was burnt out. So there's no way to avoid burnout for me, but the outside ended up being like really cute. I'm pretty proud of it. I have just like a ton of stuff. I have this cute little shed out back that I built with the greenhouse stuff. It ended up being pretty cute. I have stuff for a garden. I have like some activities to do outside. For the most part, it's just like overgrown landscaping and stuff. It's funny, I put like so much work into this, and then I'm never even gonna play with this family. I even like, in the legacy episode I just recorded, I like came over to this lot to like meet, you know, the werewolf family, and I was like, wow, this house is so much nicer than my legacy family. Than my legacy house, because I had, well, first of all, I had no budget building this house. And I spent like, I think at least 4 hours, maybe more than 4 hours building this house, which I didn't have 4 hours to build my legacy house because I did it like within a legacy episode. But my plan with that, you know, is for future legacy houses is to turn those into speed builds as well. So I'll have all the time in the world to spend way too much time building my legacy houses, which I love. But that will also have to be on a budget. It's the most fun to build without a budget, you know? It's hard to build with a budget because you can't just do whatever you want. So yeah, I'm putting some like fun oh yeah, I forgot. I put a basketball hoop, I put a swing set, a horseshoe thing, a telescope. So there's lots of stuff to do outside. I think of them very much as like an outdoorsy family. You know, I don't know. I have a vision in my head for werewolves. I feel like it's the same vision in my head that the game has. That's just that they're very, you know, outdoorsy people. Why would they spend all day cooped up inside when they can, you know, go outside and run around like werewolf people? So I'm starting to landscape. This is where it gets kind of crazy. I really went so hard with the landscaping, but I think it ended up actually like looking pretty good. I'm pretty happy with the whole thing. Some trees everywhere to make it kind of blend in with the background, which I think it did. Oh yeah, putting some overgrowth on the house. That was a good touch. Here we go. Here we go with the overgrown landscaping. That island living overgrown grass bush thing is like my favorite thing it's my favorite object in the game. It's my favorite thing to landscape with. I put that everywhere, always, in all of my builds. It's like harder for me not to do the overgrown landscaping look with my landscaping. It's just because I can just like put those big bushes everywhere. They don't even look like they really belong on an island. They just look like overgrown grass and bushes. So I just put flowers and bushes everywhere. It looks so cute. I just love the way it looks. And lots of rocks. So I did a lot of terrain paint, and I feel like it ended up like looking pretty good. I have fun with terrain paint because it's almost like painting, which is something that's fun to do. Yeah, and I used this brick and filled in the space here. It looks so good. Not to just be like, wow, my build looks so good, but I just like, I'm really happy with the way that it all turned out. The terrain paint and everything. It's basically like either got this stone on it or like wood on it. And then I created a path with those flowers, which ended up looking pretty cute. Lots of flowers and everything everywhere. A couple rocks. I think maybe I put oh yes. And then I put lamps. Night lamps. Not night lamps. What are those called? Outdoor lights. I don't know what I'm talking about. Oh, okay, and then yeah, and then I put a chicken coop, and my sister, I put a chicken coop, and my sister says, oh, are they gonna eat the chickens? And I was like, yeah, I guess they probably are gonna eat the chickens, aren't they? Because they're, you know, werewolves. But no, they're outdoorsy people, self-sustaining, that's what I wanna say. They aren't gonna eat the chickens. They're gonna eat the chickens' eggs. It's not weird. It's not weird. So I'm filling this in, and then I furnish this shed, which it's kind of funny. I furnished the shed, and then I realized that it's not even, like, there's, like, nothing even to do in there. It's all decorative, just, like, plant kit stuff. I don't think I put anything in there that can be used in any way, other than I put a couple of planter boxes in there just to fill in the space, but it's, like, almost entirely decorative, which is kind of funny. But it's still, it's, like, cute to put a little shed out there. Like, it's, you know, it's not really a greenhouse. And then I just kind of, I cut it all out, but I went through, like, the catalog to get outdoor decorations and just spread them out and finished out the backyard with some cute outdoor decor. Oh yeah, and I put a hot tub. And I had to put a hot tub outside, because who knows, maybe werewolves love hot tubbing. Who's to say? So, I think it would be pretty fun to live here, to have that backyard. And then, yeah, we're going into the inside. I start in the kitchen. While we're doing the inside, I can give you a little bit of info about the family. It's a big family, so we have five kids, 2 sets of twins. So we have 2 older teen boy twins, and then 2 younger toddler girl twins, and then the middle child is Danica, and Danica is the one that my legacy sim is friends with. So they're all good. I felt too sad making any of them, like, bad or mean or anything. So they're just one big happy werewolf family. Lots of kids. I see one of the teen boys is maybe more of, like, he might fly out of the nest when he's older. You know, obviously he doesn't hate being a werewolf and he likes his family, but maybe he wants a little bit of a lifestyle, a different lifestyle. And then obviously the toddlers don't have any, you know, personality yet. But then there's Danica, who I have lots of plans for Danica, but I'm not gonna spoil them. You have to watch the legacy if you're interested. But she's very cute. I can show you guys the family. At the end of the video, when we do our little tour, I'll show you guys the family if you're interested, the family of werewolves. And we put a trash can in here, and I just remembered that I didn't put an outside trash can. I only put that trash can, I didn't put an outside trash can, but that's fine. So I'm finishing up the kitchen, putting some clutter in there. I had a lot of trouble with the kitchen. I cut a lot of it out, so I don't know how much of it you saw, but I changed the cabinets and the colors of the fridge and the stove, everything like 15 times, because I just didn't know what a werewolf kitchen I wanted it to be. But of course the kitchen ended up being blue because I just really like the color blue. So most things in my life end up being blue, but it's a cute kitchen. I like, I always end up using that country kitchen kit a lot, which is kind of funny because I was not interested in it when it came out. I only ever bought it when I bought all the kits when I started doing YouTube videos, but I was like, how are you gonna put a kitchen set with cottage living and then like a week later come out with a country kitchen kit? Or I think it was the opposite. I think the kit came out first, but either way, I was like, that's just 2 country kitchen kits, but they are both cute, but I wouldn't buy them if I didn't have a good reason to. You can't just be coming out with things that are the same. So, anyways, so the kitchen's done. We're doing the living room, or the dining room, I mean. I had a lot of trouble figuring out, like, how much I wanted to lead into, like, the werewolf pack stuff, like the rundown look of it. Because I wanted the house to look nice, but I also wanted to use werewolf stuff, and it's kind of a mix. I feel like I lose the plot, like, a little bit between, like, the werewolf stuff and like nice stuff, and you know, I don't know. The werewolf stuff is cute, but it doesn't mesh with a whole lot of other stuff other than like the basement kit, because the basement kit is also like rundown stuff. The industrial loft kit, a little bit of stuff in there worked really good. I think that pipe, that exposed pipe is from the industrial lock kit, I think. So that kind of worked too. But it's kind of hard to, you know, keep the plot sometimes, because I didn't want their house to look like they didn't I don't know. You know, I wanted them to have a pretty house. Also, and then I put the dog welcome mat, which I thought was really funny. So now we're doing the living room, which I was like a little self-conscious about it, and then I went back into the save like after I finished it, and I think the living room is the highlight of the whole house. I think it turned out super cute. So I ended up using, they have a rundown recliner in the werewolf pack, and they have the basement kit one, so I ended up using both of them, which ended up being pretty cute. I tried to put, you know, as much clutter in there as possible. Sometimes the clutter gets hard, you know, because there's just so much of it, and you're just like, you're doing the endless scroll in the buy mode, and you're just like, I could die right now. This is so overwhelming. That's a cute lamp though that I didn't know existed. That is a cute new lamp too. I just used two really cute lamps that I didn't really know were there. But that wolf one, I don't remember what it's from now, or the fox, I mean. I don't remember what it's from now, but I was like, I found it and I was like, ooh, super cute. I was excited about it. Yeah, I'm just looking for like some coffee table clutter. It's a huge coffee table too, so it's like, it looks, any clutter you put on there, it just looks minuscule compared to that giant coffee table, but it looks cute. It ends up looking really good. Put some daisies on there. Very cute. And then now for what I actually am really proud of, I put the new kit, library kit, those bookcases, under the windows, and then I filled them up with clutter, and I skipped all that because it was just a lot, but I filled them all with clutter, and it ended up looking like really good and like lived in. I was really proud of it. I'll go, you know, I'll do a tour of the whole thing when it's done so you can get a better look, but I was really proud of how that looked, how that turned out. And the whole thing just like really, the color scheme is really rich and it just looks really lived in. I was really happy with the way it looked. So now we're going upstairs in the hallway. I didn't do too much with the hallway, just like a rug and a plant, because who cares about a hallway? And then, yeah, this is where I felt like I lost the plot a little bit, but then when I went back and looked at it again, I was like, wait, this actually looks really cute. Doing the master, you know, you kind of like struggle a little bit, because I was making this for like specific Sims, but obviously I haven't played with the Sims. I made the Sims, but I'm not gonna play with the Sims, so I was like, okay, I feel like maybe I don't really actually know these people, so I got like, I don't know, like self-conscious about how I was like making their living room. I was like, but who are they as people really? What would they have in their bedroom? But it just looked like I was saying with downstairs, it's just like a rich color scheme, and it just like, I don't know, it looks so nice. Like, I don't know if I would ever live in a house that's decorated like this, but I adore it. I would play in a Sims house that looks like this. And then I put a little reading nook in the corner that looks really cute and cozy. And it just like ended up coming together really nice with that werewolf thing and the lamp. And yeah, just looks good, I think. I'm just like really complimenting myself a lot in this video, but I'm just like really happy with how this whole thing really turned out. Just add a little bit of paint. And then this is the older teen boys' bedroom. I tried to, okay, first of all, the room is huge. Like when I did the floor plan, I wasn't like really thinking about how big this room ended up being, and it ended up being huge. And I put the beds on like opposite sides of the room. So filling it up, I was like I'm saying, I was self-conscious about it, because I was like, oh geez, this room looks empty, but I think it ended up being like fine. So the left side, or this side I should say, is the boy that I was saying I imagine him might moving out when he's older, than the other side with like the werewolf bunk bed is the one I imagine, you know, sticking around for a while. You know, again, it was like, okay, well, I have like a little bit of idea of who these kids are in my head, but I'm not like, I don't know their hobbies. I made them, but I don't know their life, so it's pretty like, you know, basic, but it ended up being cute enough, the color scheme and everything. And oh, like I was saying earlier, how I usually get burnt out by the end of my builds. This is about the point where I started getting burnt out, where I was like, okay, now I don't know what else to do. It's looking good. But I mean, you know, I put a cute lamp on each of their desks. I filled it up, put a little bit of clutter, a couple of posters, and it ended up looking good enough. And now, okay, yeah, now I'm doing the toddler. Okay, so 3 kids actually in this room. So it's the toddlers and Danica, the child, all share this room. So this one I filled up a little bit easier. I think it's pretty cute. I put the beds kind of like catty corner in that room, and then I filled out the rest of the room with toys and everything. And that was, yeah, much easier to fill out this space than the teen boys space with the hobbies that I don't know about. But this is the last room I did other than the bathroom. So, like I said, reaching the end of my rope, but it ended up cute. Is that the color I made the walls? Did I leave the walls blue? I don't remember. Oh yeah, I put that wardrobe. Okay. That wardrobe I thought actually looked very cute. Just a couple of posters, and I think that's all I did in the kids' room, and that is. And I left the walls blue. I don't really know how I feel about those blue walls. And then just the last bathroom, and that's pretty much the end of the build. So with the build wrapping up, let's jump into the game and do a tour. So here's the finished house. We have some of the family outside hanging out, no big deal. So we've got this little pond up here. You can see some dragonflies around, which is cute. It goes around to the side porch. We have the horseshoe court, the swings, and the basketball hoop, and then into the backyard we have the chicken coop. Better look at this garden shed. Garden shed is a word I feel like I didn't say during that whole speed build, which is exactly what this room is. It's just a cute little garden shed, which there's really no reason for your sim to even be in here unless they have something planted in the planters. We've got the garden back here and the hot tub, and apparently I didn't paint the back porch, so that's fine. I'll fix that problem. And then we go inside and we have that living room I was telling you about. It's just like really cozy and cute, but then we have these bookshelves with the clutter. Just a lot of book clutter. We have a cow plant, and then over here we have a bunch of board games. And so that's what I thought was cute. Oh yeah, the bathroom, which I skipped in the speed build. The dining room, kitchen, cute with some clutter and everything. The hallway, which is basic. This actually came with Realm of Magic, but it's got like the phases of the moon on it, so I was like, oh, that's perfect. Into the master. Like I was saying, we just have like that really rich like color scheme that I really like. I feel like the whole thing just looks good. Like low lighting, moody, just like nice and cozy. We have the boys' bedroom, which is probably the like most underfurnished. I didn't know what to put. This room is, it's so long is the thing. It's just long, but you know, 2 loft beds and some desks, no big deal. And then we have the girls' room. Cute and cozy. We got the beds and the toys and everything. So that's basically it. That's the build, the werewolf house. The outside, I think, is the main appeal. And, you know, like I've said, if you're interested in seeing this house in at least a little bit of action, you can watch my legacy on my channel. And with that, thank you for watching. If you liked the build, leave a like, comment, subscribe. If you like Sims content, that's what I do on my channel, so stick around. And I'll see you all later. I love you. Have a beautiful day. Goodbye.